Here we go. Spoiler alert, audience. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to midweek. Thank you for being here. Have a seat, everybody. You know what I'm thinking, don't you? Yeah. Have a seat, everybody. Welcome to the show. Happy Wednesday. It is a beautiful day. We are back from the Minnesota Zoo. Oh, she is my sister's sidekick. Please give it up for the totally healthy Kendall, everybody.
Hi. Totally.
Hey, how you feeling today, Kendall?
I feel great.
Oh, really?
I feel great. Just a little chest, maybe a little chest cold.
Doesn't she? It does. Look how she sounds today.
I know.
Look how she sounds. Listen to how she sounds today.
I sound great.
I'm sorry, sweetie. Did you just?
No.
You sounded fine. Yeah. I wonder if it was the chilly weather at the zoo yesterday, because we were outside.
Yeah, you know, I had that baptism and the baby was sick, and I'm wondering if I maybe caught something and then being outside maybe wasn't a great idea.
It's what I always say, kids are carrier monkeys. That's right.
Carrier monkeys.
They're little carrier monkeys, full of germs, and they wipe their hands, I'm telling you.
At least they're so cute.
They are cute. They are cute. May, you probably got sick via the baby.
I know, Emmy.
I know. I gotta say, the whole staff, when it rains, it pours. I'm sure this is like this at your workplace. Like dominoes. One person called in sick. We have basically, it's just Aaron Schwab here today. That's it. That's the other person. Yeah.
Yep.
Aaron Schwab is literally the only. Aaron produced the show today. She's handling the audience.
Yep.
She's going to sing later.
She'll probably be here pretty soon. Yep.
She's going to be taking over for Kendall soon.
Yep.
That's right. She's going to be fixing lights. I mean, everything. I'm not kidding. We want to say thank you to the Minnesota Zoo yesterday, and thanks for your sweet words. We had a lot of fun out there. That was a fun show to do.
So fun.
And now, Leo, don't show it yet. My favorite thing, look, I love Kendall. I love spending time with the crew out there. You're getting ready to see my favorite thing about yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Minnesota Zoo's cross-eyed possum. I love this. This is my...
It's so ugly.
That is the best thing we've ever had on the show. That is fantastic. Look at that little thing.
You know what?
What?
I read.
You have, listen to this. Kendall has possum fun facts.
I do. So did you know that opossums are saving the world by eating all of the ticks so we won't get Lyme's disease?
Yeah. But then we had some woman on our Facebook page say, she was anti-possum. And she was, like, can't we agree? They're cute. I mean, how can you not look at that?
They're not cute. To be clear, they're not cute.
Did you not just see the picture we put up?
Did you see his tail?
I wasn't looking at his butt. I was looking straight at I was looking at his little face.
Oh.
He looked like, little cross-eyed thing. I loved him. Yeah. Now, speaking of cute things, look at this, everybody. This baby was just born. This is a fresh baby.
Oh.
Yeah, and was watching the Jason show. Yeah, Iodine was watching look at that beautiful baby watching the Jason show. I hope it was a good show. I hope it was a good episode. I don't want to scare the baby. Yeah.
Hopefully it was the zoo animals.
I
hope
the baby liked the little cross-eyed possum thing. That's right, yeah. Hey, we have a great show. I want you all to head to our Facebook page right now, especially if you're a parent, because there is this parenting advice column that I love more than anything, and it talks about, let me just set the scenario and then we'll get to the hot dish. Here's the scenario. These parents wrote in and said, "Dear expert, we brought our 4-year-old son to a medium nice restaurant, and we let the child by himself explore the restaurant. And he got underfoot of a server, and the server kind of looked at him and said, go back to your table. And the parents were mad that the server kind of snipped at him a little bit. Well, no. The parenting expert, girl, told those parents all about themselves, which is starting quite the conversation on our Facebook page. Yeah. So how do you feel about this? How do you feel about this? Should children be able to explore a restaurant when they're jittery, if they're like 4? Let us know what you think on our Facebook page, and we could be reading your comment a little bit later. But right now, time for the hot dish. Here we go. We're going to explore this. I probably shouldn't put my mouth on this.
No,
but anyway, who cares?
Don't do that.
First up, Jenny McCarthy visited Andy last night on Watch What Happens Live and talked about, oh, this is good. Because remember, we found out that Brooke Shields was up for The View when Jenny McCarthy got it. Well, look what Jenny said. Look at this.
First off, I have a question. Brooke Shields was on Andy's show the other night, and
yes.
She was kind of snotty about how she got didn't get the part on The View. I was wondering if you had any advice for her to maybe not be so bitter about it.
Ooh. Well, I don't.
She said on the show last week. She said on the show last week that she was auditioning and you wound up getting the slot. It didn't come off to me as.
I saw it and
Okay.
I didn't think it was snotty.
Okay.
I'm friends with her.
Yes.
I love her, and I think she knows deep inside that I took one for the team.
Right.
Because let's just face it. That was hell.
Right.
Wow. Yeah. As a viewer, it was watching it. Yeah. I watched every episode that season. It was awful. Jenny also talked about the tell-all book about The View and said she didn't really, because Andy's like, do you regret telling the author anything? She didn't really regret revealing anything, but she didn't like all the headlines that cranked up the drama, especially the ones that cranked up the drama between her and Barbara Walters. But that's what shows like ours, we take the juicy bits because I need you to watch for an hour. You know what I mean? So we take the little juicy bits, but she said, look, I said great things about Barbara too. I respect Barbara Walters, but look, that ain't funny or dishy. It ain't dishy to talk about Jenny complimenting Barbara Walters. It is dishy when she talks about it being HELL for a whole year. You know what I mean?
Well, and she just said it again.
Yeah.
She just keeps doing it. So if you don't want it to come out that way, just stop saying that.
Well, and again, I always have, whether it's Jenny McCarthy or whoever joins that show or a show like that, it is hard to come on to an already established show. You know that. I mean, for anyone coming onto a show that's, all the pistons are going, it's hard. And especially that show. That was a really difficult year because Jenny came on. That was Barbara Walters' last season. Right. And it was mega uncomfortable from episode 1 till episode 200. It was bad, yeah. Next in the dish, we all want to meet our heroes, right? But sometimes that's not a good idea. Case in point, Sarah Paulsen. Sarah Paulsen is a huge Real Housewives fan over there on Bravo, but she says one of the housewives wasn't too friendly with her. In an interview with Vanity Fair, Sarah says she met Lisa Vanderpump at a party once, and Lisa wasn't very nice. She didn't go into detail about what happened, but said she won't miss seeing Lisa on the franchise. Sarah also told Vanity Fair that if her career ever hit a plateau, she would consider being on the Real Housewives, which I would love to see her being on. Yeah.
Oh, she's so funny. I love her.
I love her too, and I will say I met Lisa Vanderpump too. And I've said this 1,000 times. You know what I say? It's never the big stars that are pills. It's always the mid-level stars that think they're big-level stars that are pills. Lisa Vanderpump was, when I met her, she wasn't chilly, but she wasn't that friendly either. She, I was a little disappointed because I, like Sarah, liked her a lot.
Right. She always seemed kind of like the level-headed one on the show. And so then you hear in real life she's not that nice. You're like, oh, you fake.
But I always have to give people the benefit of the doubt because people are in bad moods. When people see me at Target sometimes, I have resting bee face. So you know what I mean? I do. So don't ever, but people are in bad moods. Maybe I want to give her the benefit. Maybe Lisa was in a bad mood when we met her. Next in the dish, I'm obsessed with this. Disney CEO Bob Iger's new book. Oprah, first of all, read the book. Oprah sat down with Bob, and even though they are friends, you're going to love this. Oprah didn't lob any softballs at him. Look at this.
How hard was it to fire Roseanne?
Easy.
Was it? Was it?
It's easy. It's easy. I got a lot of calls on that. People saying it must have been really hard. Why? Because it's your most popular show. It was an easy decision. It was
the #1 show, and you all can imagine it's your #1 show.
I know, but you can't say something like that publicly about someone else. And
so how did that?
Yeah, Bob said they made the decision 15 minutes after reading Roseanne's tweet, and he still doesn't know. This was what was it. He goes, and I believe he still doesn't know what the financial hit on the company was, and he says he doesn't care. Roseanne's story aside, I've always been a fan of Bob. I'm a TV nerd. I was a fan of his when he was an executive at ABC Sports. That's how we started. Mm-hmm. His principles are on such display in this interview and in the book. One of the examples, I could do a half-hour special on this book and on Bob because I admire him so much. Read this book. If for anything else, he tells the behind-the-scenes story of how he and Disney handled. Remember that tragic story of the little boy that was eaten or that was attacked by the alligator on Disney property?
Yeah.
Bob calls that the worst day of his professional career. And when you hear how Bob, I'm getting goosebumps. When you hear how Bob handled that with grace, he despite some executives wanting him to not have contact with the parents for liability reasons, he demanded the opportunity to talk to the parents directly because he, according to his words, he wanted the parents to have a person behind this giant company. He wanted them to know. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that story justice because it's long, but read the book. It'll teach us all a little thing about leadership, sincerely. Still ahead, everybody, we are making some gumbo, but next, can you believe it's October? Jimmy Kimmel can, and he did what he does best. And then, he's one of the funniest guys in Hollywood. I love him. Tony Hale joins us live to talk about his role in Toy Story 4. My friends, grab another cup of coffee. We'll be back after these words.
A wave of shock rippled through our nation, shaking our local newscasters from here to as far away as Canada to the core, because today, this morning, we were hit with something no one saw coming. Today we learned that October is here.
Can you believe it's October already?
October 1st. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it's October already.
Well, it's hard to believe, but October is here already. We're moving into October already, if you can believe it.
Can you believe it's already October?
I can. It's October. Already.
I don't believe it.
Hard to believe that October is already here. October already.
Right.
Can you believe it?
I cannot believe it's October already.
I can't believe it's already October. Can't believe it's October already.
Hard to believe it's October already.
Hard to believe it's already October.
Hard to believe it's already October.
Can you believe it's October already?
You're
I had to sneak that
You're
one.
not doing this again. Jimmy, don't take this one.
Every month.
Jimmy, don't take this one. Thanks, kid.
I'm sorry, but
he did. Jimmy Kimmel once again poking fun at local newscasters, including our very own Minneapolis Care 11. That's right. Poor Alicia Lewis fell right into the trap. Yeah.
I didn't do it.
No, we plan on doing it November 1st. But yeah, we'll do it, yeah. We'll see how many times we can say it in our November 1st show and see if we can get on Kimmel. Jimmy. More, oh, by the way, we showed a clip of Oprah. I got to check in. You know, we're trying to get Oprah on the show when she comes in January. Hold on, audience. Let me check in with our executive producer. Jeff, have we heard from Oprah today? Not yet. Okay, we haven't heard from Oprah. Well, I shouldn't have asked. Now that depressed me. But anyway, we'll check in tomorrow. More late night for you. Michelle Pfeiffer was on Corden last night. And I love Michelle Pfeiffer so much. And when he asked her about what movie she gets asked about the most, she mentioned Grease 2 and how she ended up with the part. Look at this.
Well, it was a total fluke that I got that part. And I went on a lark. I mean, my agent said, oh, just go. I wasn't a dancer. I wasn't a singer. And I was in this little short purple skirt with go-go boots. And we had the dancing auditions, and it's literally like a chorus line. It's like this line goes, and then the next line goes, and I kept sneaking in the back, and finally, it was only me.
Sure.
And the director's like, come on, So I go and, go down there. But anyway, I did, and I got the part, and shockingly enough.
And then we all got given Grease 2. And how can we be mad about that?
It's hard to believe. Grease 2 debuted in '82, and despite overall horrible reviews, the New York Times called Michelle Pfeiffer's performance the one improvement over the original. Yeah, I love her. And Michelle Pfeiffer, fun fact about me, is on my list of ladies I would switch teams for. That's right, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
For real?
Sign on the marriage line right now for Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah.
Okay.
Our first guest today is one of the funniest guys in Hollywood. I'm legit a huge fan. Known for his roles in Arrested Development and one of the best shows, I think, in television history, Veep. Most recently, he joined the Toy Story franchise as Forky. Take a look.
Trash? No. Toys. They're all toys.
Trash.
No. That's the trash. These are your friends.
Hello. Trash.
Shh. No, it's okay.
Trash.
Woody, I have a question. Well, actually, not just one. I have all of them. I have all the questions.
Why does he want to go to the trash?
Because he was made from trash. Look, I know this is a little strange, but you gotta trust me on this. Forky is the most important toy to Bonnie right now.
Yes, he is. Toy Story 4 is on digital right now. The Blu-ray will be released on October 4th. And right now, start clapping because, ladies and gentlemen, it's Tony Hale. Hi, Tony. How you doing, Tony? Oh, we don't have audio. Oh, we have audio problems, Tony. We're only seeing your lip move. That's right. Hold on a minute. We're hearing no. Tony, can we hear you? Oh, we can hear you now. Tony, we can hear you.
Okay, good.
Oh, thanks.
Yay!
Hey!
God, happy day.
Happy.
You can't miss this voice.
Tony, how did you construct or create the voice for Forky?
It comes from a lot of pain. No. How did I do it? I mean, I just loved that Forky is very overwhelmed. He didn't understand any of the rules of the Toy Story universe. He sees things very simply. He's simply made, has a lot of questions, and he just kind of has, and he comes along and he's like, look, I was made to help people eat chili and then the trash. That's my one route. And Woody comes along and he's like, no, you have a greater purpose. You're meant to love and be loved.
And I know,
how beautiful is that?
You can't get much more beautiful than that. And I know every studio kind of has, well, actually, each director for animation has a different process. Sometimes the voice actors are all together. Sometimes you're separate. What was the process like for Toy Story 4 with Pixar?
Yeah, we didn't record together. So you kind of really trusted the director because he had heard everybody else record. And so you kind of trusted that just to get into the rhythm of what they needed and stuff. I really didn't meet all the other actors until the premiere. And it was great. It was so overwhelming because, it was like me, Keanu Reeves, Tim Allen, Annie Potts, and Tom Hanks. And I'm like, which one of these is not like the other? This guy right here.
Whatever. It
was very bizarre.
When the animators bring you in and you get to see what Forky likes for the first time, take me there. What was that like?
Well, they had taken clips of me from Arrested Development and Veep and attached it to an animated Forky, and so I could see kind of see what they wanted, and they just liked the fact that he didn't come with any kind of perception of what was going on, and it was a really kind of fresh perspective on everything. I love that he had this kind of existential crisis because he's like, here's the deal, guys. You're calling me Forky. I'm a spork. Let's establish that. And then you're saying I'm a toy. I'm not a toy. I'm here to help people eat and go to the trash. So we got to get some things straight. Everything was just like really brand new for him. And I love that.
You talked about the premiere, and I was wondering, I mean, look, let's be honest. You've worked with some of the greats. I mean, the whole cast of Arrested Development, the whole cast of Veep, Julia, and everybody. Who were you a little you mentioned the premiere. Who were you a little starstruck to actually meet?
Oh, my God. Who wasn't I starstruck by? I was just like this the whole time. Huh? What's happening? I was, I was pretty Annie Potts.
Yes.
Like, I just remember growing up watching her on television. I mean, in addition, obviously, to Tom Hanks. But I had met him before leaving a recording. I had met him before. But at the premiere, I met Annie. And I was just kind of like,
yeah.
Hi, Annie. Just like, it's all of a sudden you leave your body and you're like, hi, Annie. I'm the creepy guy staring at you. So it was the whole thing was very surreal.
Well,
it still is.
We have about 30 seconds, and I'll just end by saying this. On behalf of everyone that loved Veep, thank you for delivering one sincerely. And I mean this. I'm such a nerd of TV, but I really do. You crafted such a great show, one of the best sitcoms probably in television history, and you were one of my favorite parts of it. So congratulations on that
I
achievement.
Appreciate it. It was so much fun. Of course, now there's a political sitcom happening on CNN that you can watch. But Veep was a blast to do.
Send all emails to tony.hale@Google. Yes. Tony, thank you so much, my friend. Continued success.
Thanks, guys. Nice.
Don't email me. He made the joke, not me, okay? Next in the dish, Hollywood is saying, oh, okay. Now, this is what we call, when we do these stories, this is what's called Kendall can roll or can give me an eye roll. Hollywood or fall asleep. Hollywood is saying goodbye, and you'll understand why we're doing this story, to a graphics legend this morning. And normally we don't cover the deaths of people behind the scenes, but you'll understand why in 2 seconds. The guy's name is Wayne Fitzgerald, who created some of the most iconic opening title sequences in entertainment. Now, he passed away this week, and the reason we're doing it is because this guy was responsible for all the main title designs of legendary films like Godfather Part 2, Pillow Talk, and Rosemary's Baby. He also crafted the titles for a little television show called Dallas. Yeah, these opening titles right here were designed by Wayne Fitzgerald. Over the course of his 50-year career, he earned 460 credits and won several Emmys. That's right. And he was the one, like, people make fun of me all the time, but I really value a good opening title sequence because I think they get you in the mood for the show. Like this great theme song and that great split screen. It was one of the best opening titles in history. And Wayne Fitzgerald was 89 years old. So, yeah, it was a good... I know.
Hey, I don't roll my eyes at this man who was clearly very talented and an amazing human being when it came to that. I roll my eyes because everything comes back to Dallas.
Everything comes back to Dallas. But he also did Knots Landing. Oh, that was a spinoff of Dallas. But anyway, I mean, he did.
See, that's where the eye roll comes in.
No, but networks now, they get rid of the opening titles because they don't want people flipping around. But that's why I'm so glad cable networks like HBO is bringing them back. Think of Game of Thrones.
Right.
They're works of art, and they really do. My mother would laugh at me because I would be more excited about the new opening titles for a new season of Dallas than I was for the actual plot.
Oh, yeah,
because they changed.
I get it.
I'm like, I wonder what the theme is going to sound like this year. And my mom is like, how did I give birth to you? You know what I mean? You are odd, child. You are odd.
I get it. I mean, you brought up Game of Thrones. I totally get that. I mean, that would come on for a new season and they'd have new sections of the map. And so it was really cool.
Like Downton Abbey. I think of Downton Abbey,
Yeah.
and you hear that music, and it just gets you excited. And I think we lose a little bit of that now.
Right.
And that's why I'm very happy that streaming and cable are bringing that back. That's why we have opening titles. I fought for it because I like a good I grew up on Oprah, girl, and Oprah had the best opening titles ever. Get with the program. That's right. Still ahead, everybody. Local musician and producer Lori Dokken is here to talk about her newest event. But next, he makes amazing ribs, but how's his gumbo? You're going to find out when Chef Adam Randall joins us when we return. Back after this. Well, the last time our guest was on, he showed us his techniques for making some of the best ribs I've ever had. And believe me, I'm serious. Many of you shared his rub recipe when the segment was posted on our Facebook page. It really blew up. Well, today, he is back. And instead of ribs, the focus is on the perfect dish for chilly fall days like this one, gumbo. Welcome back, owner and executive chef at Caribbean Smokehouse in Stillwater, Chef Adam Randall, everybody. Welcome back, Chef.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
I'm not kidding. I can always tell the success of a segment when not only do we do well on the show, but when it has a life of its own on Facebook. And your segment blew up.
Yes.
Because people love barbecue.
And a lot of people came down because of it, and we're really grateful
Oh,
for
that makes me, look, I love hearing that. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's start. We're doing gumbo today and
We
not
are.
ribs. Fundamentally, what is, for people that maybe have been in a cave, what is gumbo?
Gumbo is stew.
Stew.
The word gumbo really means stew.
Okay.
So when you make gumbo, there are 4 ingredients that you must have. It's not gumbo if you don't have it. Okay. Okra.
Okay.
Okra is a vegetable. It's kind of weird because when you cook it, it's a little slimy.
Yeah.
But it adds a thickening to the gumbo. So that's kind of the point of it.
I was going to ask what just like nature, everything has a reason.
It has a reason.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The other thing is roux. This is brown roux. Where am I at?
Yeah,
this
right
is
there.
This is brown roux. Some call it black roux. Roux is simply flour and fat. I use bacon grease. You have to cook it. You have to constantly cook it so that you get this color. If you walk away and come back, it's burned and you can't do it. So you start over, and it adds a very specific flavor to the gumbo.
I love our audience because the biggest ooh came from when you said bacon fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then the last absolute ingredient, this is, you can't see it, this is sassafras, ground sassafras. It's from a tree. Sassafras adds, again, a very specific flavor. If it's not there, it's not gumbo.
Can I smell it?
Absolutely.
Sassafras.
Sassafras.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Right.
I thought it was just something that...
So and when you buy it in the store, it's called filet powder or gumbo filet. Yeah,
okay.
So it's not, it doesn't come up as sassafras.
Well, when I smell that, that smells like gumbo. That's that gumbo
that's
smell
exactly
to me.
right.
Okay.
That's exactly right.
So should we cook a little bit?
We will. So a little bit of oil.
Okay.
I'm going to start with some bacon.
Audience
Because,
bacon.
Again, you have to have a little bacon. Okay, and so our gumbo, we do bacon, we do chicken, we do andouille sausage.
I love it.
We do shrimp.
Okay.
Okay.
You have
So
me at all those things.
the other thing with gumbo is that you have to have what in New Orleans there's called the Holy Trinity of vegetables.
Okay.
It is celery, green bell pepper, and onions. Always 2 to 1. So 2 parts onion, 1 part celery, 1 part green pepper.
Okay.
That is ground and actually in my sauce. So you cook it separately. It's not going to be in this dish. You're not going to see it.
But it's in there.
The flavor has to be there.
And Chef, correct me if I'm
Yes.
wrong, gumbo, though we associate it with Louisiana, it really did start in Louisiana, right? I mean, a kind of, sort of?
It started in Louisiana, but it is actually an African dish. And the African tradition...
I knew you would know this. Yes.
So they brought it with them, and then the Creoles and the different influences that are in Louisiana made it into what it is.
Got it.
Okay?
Okay.
So we've got that all seasoning. This is a Creole spice that we make in-house. A little bit spicy, not crazy spicy. It's your choice on whether or not
Minnesota
you want it
spicy, Chef?
No. No. Chef Adam spicy.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. So you saute that up. You just want to cook it until the bacon cooks a little bit, the andouille starts to release all the oils, and then you're going to add the sauce. So this sauce, celery, green peppers, onions. It's got the brown roux in it. Okay.
It smells so good.
It's a really, really good dish. So it's got brown roux in it. We bring it up. It's got stock, beef stock in it, celery, carrots, onions, Creole spice. We're going to bring it back to a boil, and then at the very end, we're going to add crawfish tails.
And there we go.
Yeah.
And that's it right here,
That
the
is.
finished product right here. Look at this chipper. Get a shot. Chef, before we go, let's take a little tour here. What else?
Yes.
What else?
So
are
we're
your
talking
specialties?
comfort food, right?
Yeah.
So this is our version of tater tot hot dish. Braised short rib in a rich gravy with tater tots on top. So
sign me up.
Right? We have wings. Today is Wing Wednesday at the Caribbean, so it's $1 wing, right? Buy a drink. So this is a barbecue sauce. Uncle Bubby's is a local company that that gives us, or we buy from them. That's one of the three things in the restaurant I don't make. Best sauce I've ever had. Dry wings, buttermilk fried chicken, and of course, Minnesota wild rice. Soup.
Gotta have it. I'll say it again. If you want real good barbecue, you heard the chef say it, he makes everything, like every single thing. You got to go if you want some good barbecue. Give it up for Chef Adam, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Caribbean Smokehouse is located on Main Street in one of our favorite cities, Stillwater, right there on Main. For more information, head to CaribbeanSmokehouseMN.com. And if you missed a segment, don't worry. Once again, we'll post it on Facebook, and it'll blow up again. Thanks again to the chef. Still ahead, everybody. We're talking about an article, speaking of going viral, has gone viral, and you guys are going off about it on our Facebook page. We'll be right back to discuss after this. Thank you. That was great. Welcome back. Lori Dockin coming up in just a few minutes. Plus, wait till you see what someone sent me in the mail. But right now, it is a hot topic online this week, all about kids and restaurants. A parent asked this question on Slate.com's Care and Feeding section, which is a advice column for parents. Here it is. My wife and I and our 4-year-old son went to dinner last week in a medium nice restaurant. My son is an active boy, and it's hard for him to sit through a whole dinner, so we let him, quote, explore the restaurant a little. I noticed our waitress giving him the eye, so we asked him to stop running, but he did get underfoot when she was carrying a tray, and she spoke to him pretty sharply to go back to our table and sit down. I felt it was uncalled for to discipline someone else's child. I tipped her 5% and told on her to her manager. The father says he received some judgy responses, I bet you did, when he posted this story on Facebook. What say you?
Girl, no. It is never okay to let your child explore a restaurant. Are you kidding me?
I know one of my favorite lines in the response from the parenting expert said, very simply, exploring a restaurant isn't a thing for kids. Yeah. So,
exactly. Yes.
Here it is. Here's more. Here's more from the expert on Slate.com. This is like verbatim. Yeah, this is your fault. It's hugely your fault. A kid exploring a restaurant isn't a thing. You weren't parenting, so a server did it for you. She was right, and you were wrong. Yeah.
We both worked in the industry, so
Yes.
I don't know if people that never have don't get it. I'm not sure, but that's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It's also a safety thing, too, because if the server is carrying a tray of hot gumbo, you know what I mean? Well, we asked for your reaction on our Facebook page this morning, and boy, the response was overwhelming. Literally, in the commercial break, our executive producer came over to us and said, people are still debating online. First up, Amy. Hi, Amy. Amy says, I work at a restaurant, and this happens almost every single day. I got the death stare when I told a 2-year-old to go sit back down. Meanwhile, Sherry says she's also a server. She says it sucks to walk around with hot food and beverages having to dodge children because people don't want to parent. And Nicole says, as a single mother of 4 boys, we don't go out to eat very often. If we did, I would allow my kids to stand up and stretch while waiting for the food. I wouldn't allow them to be obnoxious. Yeah.
Right.
I think there is a distinction.
There
is a distinction. Standing up, yes. I mean, I was a jittery kid. Jeff laughs, but my mom did practice things. We went to Mr. Steak, which was a medium nice restaurant in Michigan City, Indiana, and my mom would let me stand up. You know what I mean? If I got, but she certainly wouldn't let me run around the establishment.
Right.
I mean,
I just, someone suggested this on our Facebook page too. Just like, I bring stuff for my kids to do because I know they're going to feel like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have to think about that. And you said it too. It's safety for your kid, for people working there. y'all, we live in some crazy times. Somebody could just snatch your kid, too.
Yeah,
like,
and
come
I think,
on.
you know, the whole thing of, the server shouldn't have said anything. I think, and I mean this with respect, I think sometimes people are so afraid to have a kid face any type of negativity, and they better get used to negativity because they're going to get it for the rest of their life. I'm just saying. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like the kid is going to face, they're going to be told no sometimes. So I don't know. We're talking about a local event celebrating some great music when we return. Back after this, everybody. Welcome back to the show, everybody. I always appreciate when people take the time to write us and they send us cards. And this card came to me from Jim and Peggy Matthews. And they wrote to me and said that they found this in their relatives' collection of things, I guess. And everyone knows, referenced earlier, that I love the television show Dallas. They found J.R. Ewing Beer from 1980.
Oh
yeah, and I have a few cans of this, but this is my favorite part about what the Matthews did. She was so worried about me, she put this on the front. Do not drink. Don't drink that beer from 1980. Do not worry, Mrs. Matthews. I shan't be drinking the beer, but I have, they did this during the Who Shot J.R. hoopla. They had a whole bunch of Dallas-related items, and the J.R. Ewing beer was one of the most successful merchandising opportunities for them. So I now have about a dozen of these that I keep at home in my little office. But it is, I don't know if it was really any good back in the day, but yeah, there we go. So thank you to the Matthews. We greatly appreciate it. And don't forget, we try to answer your messages as soon as we humanly can. If we don't get back to you right away, we have a small staff. We will eventually, and we really appreciate it. You're not going to drink it, are you? You're already not feeling well.
I was reading it. It was funny.
What's the quote from JR?
It says, if you have to ask how much my beer costs, you probably can't afford it.
That's right. Yeah. That sounds like JR. It sounds like something Larry would say. That's right. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this. That's right, darling. More singing coming up in a second. Kendall joins me again. We're saving Kendall's voice, so she's not talking a lot because it's progressively getting worse, and I know that feeling. So just laugh because you're going to want to laugh at this next story. Before we go today, did y'all hear about what happened at the Bronx Zoo this week? Look at this video. Come back to the TV if you heard it. New York police are investigating a woman who climbed over a barrier and started dancing inside the lion enclosure. Simba took a few steps toward her, but luckily for her, didn't attack. There was still a moat between them, but the outcome, I don't need to tell you this, could have been horrible. The woman wasn't arrested, but the zoo filed a trespass complaint against her. Yes! Come on!
What?
That's
She's
ridiculous.
Dancing for the lion?
Yeah. I mean, again, there was a moat, but still, it's a moat, and the lion can jump. Y'all have seen Lion King. Yeah.
I was going to say the Lion King live action just inspired her, I guess.
It's ridiculous. This is like what the fifth kind of incident like this where people call. Why do you want to climb into animal enclosures?
I don't know, because you're just dumb.
I want to touch a monkey, but I'm not going to climb into a monkey enclosure.
Because we know that they're code red.
We know, yeah. Hey, guys, don't forget, if you want tickets to come see us, we would love for you to be part of our studio audience. Go to our Facebook page, click on tickets. You're in by 9:15, and you're out by 11:15, and we love to see groups, too. We had the women, professional women of St. Cloud here, so get your office together and come see us. It makes for a great outing. Tomorrow on the show, legendary singer Marilyn May is our guest. Get this, she holds the record for the most appearances on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.